Imagine a world where fortunes are made and broken in days, where newspapers blare out market mayhem and the whispers of getting quick echo in the air. A world where men become legendary for their wins and their losses, for their genius and their follies. Welcome to the early 1900s, the era of Jesse Livermore. And who was Jesse Livermore? Well, some called him a financial genius. Some called him lucky, and some whispered that he was all bluff and bravado. But what if there's more to his story than meets the eye? What if there's a blueprint hidden in his legacy that can help us navigate not just the markets, but the very complexities of life? As you watch this video, consider this. Are you here to just hear another story? Or are you ready to unlock a strategic playbook that has guided titans of industry and can light your path too? Whether you're a seasoned investor or someone just starting out, Livermore's story holds truths that transcend time and market volatility. But let's start at the beginning. Who was Jesse Livermore? Born in 1877, Livermore wasn't your typical Wall Street broker. He didn't inherit wealth. He didn't have fancy connections. He started from the bottom as a telegraph messenger boy. But he had something else, a natural knack for reading the markets. When Livermore began trading, the playing field was vastly different. Information was scarce. Transactions took days to settle and market manipulation was rampant. Yet he thrived in this environment, spotting trends and making plays that defied the odds. His name became synonymous with success. In 1908, he correctly predicted a stock market crash, earning himself a substantial profit of $100,000, equivalent to around $3 million in today's value. As the years rolled on, Livermore's legend grew. He rode the waves of the roaring 20s, profiting from both bull and bear markets. But his career wasn't just marked by big wins. There were significant losses too, like the $2 million he lost in the crash of 1929, which translates to nearly $33 million in today's currency. Despite these setbacks, he bounced back, amassing a fortune that peaked at $100 million in the 1930s, which would be equal to approximately $2 billion in current value. He lived a life many can only dream of, owning mansions, yachts, and indulging in lavish parties. But behind the glitz and glamour, there was a mind that was always thinking, always analyzing, always strategizing. Now, here's the twist. Most people remember Livermore for the size of his wins and losses, for the wild ride of his life. But what if we told you there's a secret thread running through his story? A set of principles that might hold the key to navigating not just the stock market, but the uncertainties of life itself. Welcome to our channel, where we dig deep into the minds of extraordinary individuals, uncovering the blueprints that made them successful. In this series, we peel back the layers of history's top performers, separating the timeless tactics from the fleeting trends. So what's the secret to Livermore's success? Let's find out. Livermore was a master strategist. He didn't dive into trades blindly. He observed, he analyzed, he planned. For him, trading wasn't just a gamble. It was a calculated dance. He believed that every action in the market, every rise and fall, every buy and sell had a reason. And his job was to decipher those reasons, to read the market's language and predict its next move. He pored over charts, studying patterns, looking for clues that hinted at future trends. To Livermore, the market wasn't just a random occurrence. It was a reflection of collective human behavior, a mirror to society's hopes, fears, and economic pulse. He understood that behind every line on a chart, there was a story, a narrative of sorts. And he wanted to tell those stories, not just understand them. This led him to develop a unique approach to trading, one that didn't rely solely on gut feeling or sheer luck. No, Livermore built his strategy on understanding the market's underlying psychology. But here's the fascinating part. Livermore wasn't just a passive observer of the market. He was a participant, an active player who interacted with the market to influence its direction. He understood that the market was a living, breathing entity. It responded to emotions, to perceptions, and to actions. So he used this knowledge to his advantage. When he saw an opportunity, he jumped in, placing his bets, orchestrating moves that often left his competitors in awe. This proactive approach allowed him to not just predict market movements, but to shape them, to become an integral part of the market dynamics. And that's where things get really interesting. You see, Livermore's success wasn't just about making money. It was about mastering a complex system, about becoming one with the market, understanding its rhythms and its language so well that he could almost predict its next breath. In essence, Livermore's approach to trading was a fusion of strategy and intuition, of calculated risks and a deep understanding of human behavior. And the results, well, they were nothing short of legendary. For Livermore, the secret to success wasn't hidden in a crystal ball or a deck of tarot cards. It was in his own mind. He believed that the real battleground wasn't on Wall Street, but within oneself. He realized that every trader, investor, and gambler carried their biases, fears, and aspirations in their heart. And these internal landscapes often dictated their actions, their decisions, and ultimately their fates. It was Livermore who famously said, "There is no such thing as a stock market crash. The stock market does not crash. People cause crashes." And this quote was not just a throwaway remark. It was a testament to his belief in the power of psychology. He saw that market crashes, those dramatic plunges that shook the financial world, were not random occurrences. They were orchestrated by a confluence of emotions: fear, greed, panic, and hope. Emotions that gripped investors, causing them to act irrationally, to abandon logic and strategy, and to make decisions driven by heart rather than mind. To Livermore, understanding and managing these emotions was not the opposite of financial literacy. It was its complement. He believed that technical analysis, charts, and market indicators were important, but they were incomplete without an understanding of the emotional currents that swayed the market. He emphasized the importance of patience, the ability to stay calm and collected when the market roared with uncertainty. He preached the virtue of discipline, the need to stick to a strategy regardless of the emotional turmoil that surrounded them. And he stressed the significance of emotional detachment. He encouraged traders to view the market as a game of probabilities, not as a battle of certainties. So what's the takeaway here? Success in any field, whether it's finance, business, or personal growth, hinges not just on external factors or market conditions, but on our internal landscapes. Our thoughts, feelings, and reactions play a pivotal role in shaping our outcomes. Life is a constant interplay of strategy and emotions. And mastering this combination is what truly sets us apart. Throughout Livermore's illustrious career, he navigated not just the ups and downs of the market, but also the complexities of his own emotions. He learned from his mistakes, bouncing back from losses with renewed determination. He recognized that in the unpredictable realm of finance, resilience and adaptability were as crucial as any trading tactic. Now, the key to understanding Livermore's legacy lies in recognizing that his story wasn't just about monumental gains or crushing defeats. It was about the resilience of the human spirit, the tenacity to learn from setbacks, and the audacity to keep going despite the odds. He didn't let his failures define him. Instead, he used them as stepping stones towards mastery. And that's the spirit that we should all embrace. In the grand theater of life, where the script is often unwritten and the stakes are always high, it's our response to setbacks that truly defines us. So what's the lesson here? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the crucible where success is forged. Every setback, every stumble is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to come back stronger. It's in these moments of adversity that our true character shines through, that our resilience is tested, and our determination is revealed. And that's the essence of Livermore's enduring legacy. If you found this video insightful, show your support. Your engagement fuels our journey. Now dive into more stories of brilliance with our video on 10 leadership lessons from Warren Buffett. Dive in and discover the timeless wisdom of the Oracle of Omaha. See you there.